What's up everybody, and welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be unboxing the Heat Press Signature Series fully automatic mug press. And then we're going to put it to test. We got 200 mugs to press, so we're going to unbox this thing. We're going to see how it comes boxed. After we do that, we're going to put this thing to the test to see if it will hold up to printing or pressing 200 mugs. So if you're interested in seeing if this thing is going to be worth your money, stick around. All right, so let's go ahead and open this up. All right, so once we got it open, it comes with the user manual right here. And then it comes with another paper here that your satisfaction is guaranteed. That's why they offer lifetime technical support on all their heat presses. So that's good to know too. All right, so as I showed you guys that the box was dented, so we'll see how this thing looks whenever we open it. So as you can see right here, this is where the box was actually dented. All right, so as you can see, like with these cartons right here, it does have these little areas right here that are supposed to be like for impact. And as you can see, like right here where the box is dented, it did take the impact and it kept it away from the heat press. So let's go ahead and take this out of the box. All right, so let's go ahead and take this plastic off of here. There it is. All right, so there it is. This thing looks pretty good. It looks like it's built pretty good. It's pretty sturdy. It's not like those 5-in-1 heat presses that you would buy where they're not built as sturdy as this right here. This just has a better build to it than the 5-in-1 heat presses. And the reason I went with this press right here is because I do have a 5-in-1 heat press. We did about 5 mugs and it broke. So I had to upgrade that mug press, and I went ahead and went with this one just because it was automatic. I put the mug in there, and we're going to close it, and when it's done, it'll open up. So I'm hoping that's the way it works. We're going to see whenever we start to do these mugs that we're going to be doing. All right, so on here, it gives you a warning. It says, do not operate this mug press without a mug. So if you're not putting a mug in here, I guess don't press the button to activate it. I'm not sure if it goes off by itself. I'm guessing it does, because down here, if you guys can see this, I'm guessing this, whenever you put it in and you touch this, it will close and start itself. So I'm guessing that's how it works. Right here, as you can see, the wire was here, comes out, and then we're gonna just take it and we're gonna plug it into the back of this. So let's go ahead. We're gonna set this up, turn it on, and see how it looks. All right, so one thing I wanna show you before we turn this on is that this mug press does come with an extra fuse. So what I wanna do is I wanna show you where you can put it so that you don't put this in a random drawer somewhere and then you lose it. And if the fuse happens to go out, you're gonna have to go look for this, or you're gonna have to go buy another one. So let me show you where you can store this. All right, so here we are at the back of the mug press. If you guys know or you don't know, what I do in the military is I am a special electronics repairer. So we have a background in repairing small electronics. One of our biggest things is fuses. Like, I don't know why they just don't put this in here whenever they first send it to you, but if you look right here by the plug, right underneath it, you're gonna see a slot right here. And then what you could do is grab a screwdriver, pry it right out, and this piece will come out of there. All right, so this is the fuse that is actually being used to power up this machine. So whenever you push this in there, there's 2 prongs that this connects to so that the current can pass through there. All right, so if you look at the side of this right here, you're gonna see that there is a slight tube or a hole right there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up this little baggie. I'm going to take this fuse right here, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slide it inside of there. And now you just stored your fuse in case something happens to this one. In case something happens to this one, you have your backup stored, and now you're not gonna be looking for it when it goes out. Right, so then whenever you're ready, you got it in there, you're simply gonna put it back into that slot and pop it right back into place. All right, so that's one of my biggest pet peeves as an electronic technician. I don't know why they send you the fuse in a bag. They could just put it in that extra slot for you, and then you just avoid that altogether, right? But it's in this little slot now. We're not gonna be looking for it if this were to ever go out. So, all right, so we got it plugged in. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna turn on the power. And we can see this temperature is rising pretty fast. So we're gonna let it we're gonna set it for 400 degrees. And then we're gonna do it for the press time of a mug whenever we get ready to do this. So let me get it up to temperature. We'll set our time and we'll go from there. All right, so we got the mug press plugged in. All right, so we are printing from Creative Studio because I am using a true sublimation, which is the Sawgrass 800. All right, so once you have your image in here the way you want it, we're doing about 3¼ inches wide by almost an inch in height. All right, so once you have it, you're good to go. We're going to click print. Whenever you click print, it's going to bring up the print settings. I really don't mess with this. I'll just click print again. It's then going to tell us that our print was successfully queued. I hit OK again. All right, so now it's going to bring up our print manager. What we're going to do is we're going to change the substrate to ceramic glass. Ceramic or glass. We're going to change our print paper to Textar print. We're going to leave the mirror button checked. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to come to layout. From our layout, we're switching over to the 11 by 17. So we're switching to that size paper, and then we're going to do like 0.3 spacing. All right, we're going to do that. We're going to come to our job here, and then this is where we're going to make our copies. So instead of using the little paper, I would only get 4 prints on here if I were to do this image side by side. So I'm going to try to maximize the amount of prints I can get on one piece of paper. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to come to copies, and I'm going to start adding these numbers in. So I can get 3 of them across. See how many I can get on a page. All right, so as you guys saw, I came back to my layout. I made my spacing to a 0.2, and then I came over here and I'm able to fit 39 images, maybe 42 images on one page. So this is going to be a two-sided mug, and I'll show you what it's going to look like. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to send this over to the printer and print this right now. All right, so here's our prints. These look really good. I don't know if you guys saw it, but whenever I printed this one the first time, as I was taking it out, I realized I printed this on the wrong side, so I had to reprint it. But this is going to go on one side of the mug, and this is going to go on the other side of the mug. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut these out. I'm not going to make you guys wait here while I cut these out. So let me get these cut out real quick, and then we'll be right back, and we'll start pressing them. All right, so here's our images on our mug. We got one on this side, and we have one on this side. If I were to do this image on an 11 by 17 inch piece of paper, I would get 4 images. The reason I did it the way I did is so that whenever I'm done, I could cut them out individually like this, and I'll get 42 of these and probably around 18 of the other one, which is this one, on the other side. So this was going to go on one side, and this is going to go on the other side. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead, we're going to turn this mug press on. So what I'm going to do in the back of this right here is the switch. We're going to turn it on. We're going to let this thing get up to 385 degrees. Once this thing reaches 385 degrees, the time is already set because this is just a mug press, but you can adjust your time if you need to. All right, so our temperature is at 386 degrees, 190 seconds. And as you can see in there, there's a little button. Whenever I drop the mug into it, what it's going to do is it's going to close this, and then it's going to start the countdown automatically. So with that being said, let's go ahead and do this. There it goes. So as it tightened, this thing had a little bit of bend to it. I hope in time it doesn't give out, but we'll see. We're going to let this thing count down, and we'll be right back. All right, so it's almost done. It's done. It opened up. We're going to pull it out, and we're just going to set it down right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep this thing going. All right, we're going to let that one start to cool down. While that one's cooling down, we're going to put in our next one, and maybe I should try it without the parchment paper. Keep it going. So here's that one's going. Let's look at it, see how it looks. So that looks good. maybe a little shading right there. Let's look at the other side. Just be careful because this thing is hot. And there's that side. So this actually looks good. One side, there's the other. Again, just right here, if you look at the B just a little bit, but if I move this image over just a little bit, it won't do that. You have to remember, if you go look right here, the heat press doesn't get the whole back of this right here. It doesn't get all the way to the handle, so you do have to adjust your image a little bit, and I'll do that with the rest of them and we should be good. But in all, looks good. Now we just got to see, like I keep saying, if this thing's gonna hold up to doing 200 of them. All right, so here's our second one. What we're not gonna do is we're not gonna keep you here for 200 mugs. We're gonna show you some clips here and there. Once I show you those clips, we'll come back whenever we get all 200 of them done, and we're gonna see if this thing held up. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop using this because you can see it's already burning. So I'm just gonna start putting them in just like that. So we will see you guys at the end of the video. All right, so that's it. I want to take you guys through the unboxing of this heat press right here that I just got. And on top of that, press over 200 mugs for the first time using this thing. There was times where I got busy, I would drop the mug into the chamber, and then what would happen is whenever it would open, it was still 400 degrees in there. It wasn't a tight fit, so the sublimation gases were coming up, and that's why this bleeding happened right there. So we had about 4 or 5 of them that happened like that. So like I said, we did over 200 mugs, and this thing right here impressed me. You know what I mean? I've used those 5-in-1 cheapy presses, and I can tell you right now, those presses would not hold up to 200 at one time. Don't get me wrong, I do tell people that if they're just starting out, that those are good for them to purchase. For the simple fact is, don't go out and purchase something like this. I think this was $300 or $2 something. If you go out and you buy one of those 5-in-1 heat presses, you get it for $250. Not only do you get the mug press, you get the cat press, you get a heat press, plus you get 2 plate presses. I do recommend it if you're just starting out because you don't know how things are going to go, and you don't want to spend a lot of money on something, a mug press, a heat press, a cat press. I've never done plates, but if you want to do plates and a plate press, right? So you're going to spend over $1,000 on all of that equipment, and if it doesn't work out, what's going to happen is you're going to have to try to resell it, right? So with that 5-in-1 heat press, you don't break the bank, and you're still able to get all of those options in one thing. But if you're going to get serious about what you're going to be doing, that's when you have to start to upgrade your equipment to stuff like this. This is die cast metal, I believe, and it's really, really thick. This thing's not going to break. One of the downfalls to this is, from what I've read, is it only does 11-ounce mugs. But this is the weird part. If you look right here, it says caution for transferring 11-ounce mugs. Need to screw up regulating part to top for 15-ounce mugs. Need to screw down. So that's what I'm confused about. Everything that I've read about this thing says 11-ounce mugs only. So if this is for 11-ounce mugs only, why even say anything about 15-ounce mugs on that caution sticker, right? So as we look, the 11-ounce mug fits in there. I don't know how much bigger the 15-ounce mug is. If it's just higher, I'm not even sure. So I'll have to do a little bit more research on that to figure out if you can do the 15-ounce mugs inside of this thing right here. So, all right, so that's it. Thank you guys for watching this unboxing and review right out the box of printing or pressing 200 sublimation mugs with the Heat Press Nation Signature Series fully automatic mug press. All right, so if you guys are interested in one of these mug presses or any of the heat presses that Heat Press Nation carries, make sure you go down below. There'll be a link down there to Heat Press Nation. It is an affiliate link, and by you clicking that link, it helps support the channel here, and I'm able to put out more content like this for you guys right here. All right, so that's it. Thank you guys for watching another one of my videos. Thank you guys for all the support, and until next time, keep pressing.